All right. Good morning. Welcome to AP Adventures. Daniel here. And today we're going to be talking about the DAS program at Disneyland and its 2.0 changes. Let's get into it. All right. Welcome back, guys. It is now daytime. Well, it was daytime when I did the intro. It was just morning, 4 in the morning. So that's what 4 in the morning looks like in my room. And then, of course, this is, sun's up, had breakfast. Yeah, let's get this day going. So, we're talking about the DAS program. The DAS program is simply Disability Access Services. And beforehand, when we first had it, we're going to call it 1.0. 1.0. So DAS 1.0 was a good thing for a lot of reasons for people with disabilities. It scoped down to, they asked you, what is your disability? You told them. And then they asked you, well, what would be preventing you from standing in line? And of course you would tell them, this is this is a struggle I have. And they would then, grant you the DAS pass. Well, the DAS pass has been revised due to its abuse. Apparently, according to Disney, when they were doing their data, they noticed a high increase of DAS requests and a decrease of what was known as Genie Plus. They were like, wait a minute. Which, believe it or not, the DAS pass does work a lot like Genie Plus, or which is now known as Lightning Lane. But it was triggered for or targeted for those that have disabilities. So, and are either ticket holders or pass holders. It went either way. But they found out that people were requesting this that possibly didn't have a disability. And, they were like, wait a minute. Whoa. And then people who were buying the Genie Plus app or pass found that why are all these people in line that are supposedly disabled that don't look disabled? So there was a question of possible abuse to it. So they revised it in the fashion of, there was just a lot of rules and a lot of, types of disabilities that they were going to take. And I think that's where Disney has possibly gone wrong, is that it shouldn't have been based on what kind of disability. I think it needs to be proven, what is your disability? Do you have a disability? Are you telling us you have a disability but you don't? And instead, I found this frustrating, and I didn't realize how serious of a change when it went from 1.0 to 2.0 version of DAS. And when I did, I did notice, I was like, wow. Where I figured there was really a problem was I was scrolling through TikTok, like we all do. We're all guilty of it. And I came across one that I actually stayed on. I was like, ooh. and it caught my attention because it was really, it's a sad thought that Disney has gone to this level, or has been forced to go down to this level. I mean, I understand Disney has a business, they have to run it, and I just feel, they're trying to. I know they're trying to do. They're hearing what's going on at Universal, but right now Universal's going through litigation on their particular disabled pass, which, yeah, but it is. I want to say it is what it is. No, it's not that. It's that if you have a disability, you should have to be able to, go on what you want to go on. And, I guess in a sense, Disney kind of spoiled a lot of people. Because it used to be, you would have to actually, I know pre-COVID, you had to actually go to the ride, request, they give you a wait time, you come back, and then you could ride the ride that you wanted to ride with your party. And in a way, that's the way DOS worked, but instead, since they had Genie Plus and they brought that out, they said, okay, well, we're going to do a provision for people with DOS, which means you didn't actually have to go walk physically to the ride, talk to a cast member, explain your situation, and then you said you could just go on the app, boop, 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 there, done. And then you wait, and then of course you show your time that you're supposed to come in or redeem your, and it was a good system, but apparently it was being abused by people who didn't want to pay for Genie Plus. And so, now the question is, how does one, despite, because Disney's saying, well, we can't ask you for proof of your disability due to HIPAA reasons and stuff like that. But I think there should be a universal kind of something that your doctor should be able to sign and say and prove that you have a disability. That way you can go to Disney or whatever theme park and say, here, have something. I don't know if that's something that is written into the whole ADA part of things, but I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Maybe that's something we might do. I might actually have somebody on the show who is an attorney who can go over these type of things of what yes and no's and stuff like that. But at the same time, we're at Disney's mercy. So that being said, like I said, I was going through TikTok, came across this video, saw how much of an impact this 2.0 version has had. And I mean, let me not tell you myself, but this was the TikTok that I came across, and I mean, it literally struck me. I could not. I was like, wow. I mean, I've always had high opinions of Disney and the fact that they've strived to do good by their people. And I still do. I believe that Disney can correct this. It's just when, where, and how. So, but with that said, let me just introduce you to this video that I came across, and you tell me, what you think, what you feel, and how this strikes you, or maybe how this has affected you. Let's bring this into a conversation, and maybe our conversation will make its way to Disney, and Disney will go, oh, yeah. But either way, watch this video and you'll see where I'm coming from. Let me get you into my computer here. All right, and welcome into my computer. All right, guys, hope you like the whole background here. But this is a video, and trust me, it will, how can I say? Like I said, my heart really went out to this individual. She Yeah, I mean, if it was my kid, or even if I was in her shoes, I would have been like, wow. So, but check this out.
Hi, my name is Trisma Magajas. I was recently denied the disability access services here at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I was in substitution, provided the return to line, where if I had a party with me, my party would wait in line and I would meet up with them through re-entry. And I wanted to make this video to show that no matter the severity of the disability, Disney has their own standards that they've created that determines whether or not you apply for their specific accessibility service, which mainly, and she described it as severely disabled or cognitively disabled. I do understand. I however, wanted to raise attention to an idea that I had instead. So I wanted to be able to purchase Genie Plus, but since I am a Magic Key holder, rather than coming back and repurchasing it, $25 per person for my group if I visit every week, I'm out $400 a month, on top of the $380 ventilator bill and my medical supply bill. Instead, I say that Disney puts a lightning link service those who are disabled, and it's a one-time purchase for a year, let's say, usually if they have a Magic Key Pass. And with the one-time purchase of the Lightning Lane, I can reuse the Lightning Lane service, but still pay a fee for the Lightning Lane service, be it also helps my disability. Thank you again for listening. I really hope Disney looks at their policies, and for those of you in the same position as me, I'm very sorry. I wish I could understand even more so your story and your frustration, but I am making do with what I have. Pay attention to more content from the Disney parks and more on accessibility.
All right. So, I mean, that tells you there. I saw that video, and I don't know how you feel about it. I know how I feel about it. And, my heart definitely goes out to those that are in her situation. Me personally, I have not applied for the disability services, or at least the 2.0. I did with the 1.0 because I do suffer from sciatica, which is not just an issue, but a disability. And it worked for me during that time because I personally cannot stand in line for long periods of a time where if I do, my sciatic will start to kick in. And I originally got my Disney pass because of that reason. One, to help me with my weight loss, which allows me, because my regular job, I'm a bus operator. I sit for long periods of time because I'm taking people, I'm not in and out of my seat like most bus drivers, or some bus drivers are. I'm in that seat for hours on end as a transit bus driver. And the only time I get out of my seat is at a stop when I'm assisting somebody with a chair or a disability of that type. And so that's the only time I get out of my seat. Well, because of it, I've actually, and with my weight, I've actually, I have sciatica, and which was tough to swallow when my doctor told me. And this is something, yes, I'm disclosing to you guys. And this is why I'm saying, I don't think it's against a certain HIPAA violation if you yourself disclose that. And maybe that's something they have to put in their wording, that you have to disclose your disability and show us that proof, and we will grant you what, okay. Well, They haven't. They just said, as she's told you, they have their own standards now. And are those standards right? I mean, that's what you got to ask yourself. Is it right? Is it not? Is this something where we as the consumer of their product, having to educate them on, saying, hey, wait a minute, maybe you should try this or that, and maybe us coming out in discussion on this will help us, better understand their reasons for doing this. I mean, we all know they have their reasons for doing this and what it may be, but others, it's just kind of, it's sad. This is, I feel sad, and I'll just say that, and especially seeing that video, I was like, no, it compelled me to do this video. And I was just like, no, this isn't right. Now, given I haven't been down to the parks lately, and of course that's a lot of reason why I haven't had any content. But we are going to start putting content on this, as well as Disneyland Forward. That's something I feel compelled to do, because Disneyland Forward is a mystery to me. It's an expansion. It's, you have all these other things coming up, and I think we need to focus on right now the disabilities. So this is a video I wanted to do. I'm going to link, if you want further explanation on this, I'm going to link another video down below, which is done by Dave from Fresh Bake. And he goes into the whole breakdown of it. And I do believe he gives his certain opinions on it, even though he personally doesn't qualify for anything like that. So in a way, it's but I do know he knows people that do have it and did have it, and now they're compelled to do something else. But hey, Disney, if you're watching this video, please kind of rethink your policy on this, because but I mean, I'm still going to be a pass holder, even though my condition, and it is a condition as well as a disability. But in the meantime, those who have disabilities, whether it's permanent or temporary, should be given equal. I think it's a thing, equal access. And that's the thing, they're not being treated equally. And so, but hey, stay tuned, guys. And we're going to go on with putting out more content for Disneyland Forward. My next videos are going to be about the expansion and what we're going to be doing with it. So, or what Disney is planning on doing with it. And of course, our predictions, because Disneyland Forward is a totally different beast in itself, and there's a lot to talk about. So, all right, guys, see ya. Thank you for joining me, and hey, comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, and yeah, subscribe. Take care.